So with Druid, let's get the really easy one out of the way right here. I think it's finally time. We've had enough time with it. This is the one getting the hardest nerf in all of the Unearthed Arcana that we've seen so far for the new one. Moon Druid is overpowered. This is the only Druid that makes me think that the Wild Shape is not really a big problem for any Druid except for this Druid right here. As soon as you get infinite Wild Shape later on with Arc Druid, you can't kill this Druid. You just can't. You can't. At the point that you get their 10th level feature, this is so good, they are basically removing it entirely. At this point, your Druid is a god. They are. It is. I think that you can actually, I want to run this at some point, but I think that it's actually very likely that a 10th level Moon Druid can solo a Tarask because of this feature right here. If you can get into this and get Earth Elemental, Burrow, do all that other shit, you have the Tremor Sense and everything. I wonder what the negotiation would be that because you have Tremor Sense, whether or not you could cast that on a Tarask that is standing on the land, because technically, I guess you couldn't see it, quote unquote, but I wonder how people would rule that. But really all you got to do, keep casting concentration spells. Eventually the Tarask is going to wear down. I sincerely believe, theoretically, a Moon Druid could solo a Tarask pretty easily. I don't really know that there's any other Druid that comes close to the power of the Moon Druid. Bonus action Wild Shape is incredibly good. So fucking hard to kill this thing. Once they figure out that either if you fly up above something or tunnel into the ground with the elemental stuff, Moon Druid just becomes ridiculous. And if you allow them to get to 20th level, this is an unkillable player character. Except in cases of absolute fucking death via DM arbitration. This Druid is insane. No doubt about it. In the new versions, what we're going to see is they're probably going to stick with that, like, you need to keep consistently using your own health. The burrow speed is too good. It is way too good. I'm way more scared of burrow speed than I am scared of flying speed. Give me flying speed, I can deal with that. You give me burrow speed on a player character, it's pretty goddamn hard to deal with. It really is. There's other ways that you could do all that stuff, but not quite as quick and not quite as effectively as what Moon Druid can do. And that's on top of them being able to polymorph their entire party into fucking T-Rexes. It's insane. Moon Druid is the strongest Druid in D&D 5e. Shepherd. Shepherd's tricky. Shepherd is good. Let me say this. Before Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Shepherd is probably up here in S. After Tasha's, probably not super great. I think that Shepherd is probably at the top of A, but because it starts to actually get pretty strong, if you do synergize with the conjuration and everything, it needs a slight rework to be able to make sure that you definitely get these features. Just for a quality of life thing, that you get the spells, rather. You need to be able to get the spells that are going to work with the subclass itself. The ones that are in Tasha's technically don't really work out with the Shepherd as well as we would hope that they would. It is a fun summoner. Yeah, we do like that. But unfortunately, it just needs some more help to make sure that it gels with the rest of the system. But overall, it's really good. This is a really strong Druid that you can use to essentially send in a party of your own. You heard Shepherd can solo a Tarask, and there's probably a world in where it can. I've heard of this being able to solo modules. I don't know specifically about a Tarask, but like already this thing is popping out, basically making its own D&D team right here. It's notable. It's definitely notable. I'm hesitant to put it up in the S, mostly because I just don't really feel like it is totally compatible with all the new material. But it is very good. It is very, very good. There's like the unicorn thing, right? The unicorn, all ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura. Spell slot that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura. Each creature of your choice in the aura also gains hit points equal to your druid level. Very, very good, especially whenever you're combining that with a lot of the stuff you're going to summon. It's not bad. The Faithful Summons is a very cute capstone. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Shepherd. This is another one I'm going to throw to chat. Chat, you tell me, is it A or S? Actually, I can do some reorganization while you guys are thinking about that. Grave, I would put up here. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do top of A. If you don't get reduced to 0 hit points, you don't have a capstone. Sure, but I mean, getting a freebie ninth level spell if you do, it's not bad. It's really not bad. I think that I think that Shepherd Druid will likely go down as one of the strongest, if not the best summoner in the entire game. I just don't really think that it's totally compatible with everything that's been put into the game, right? Airstrike summons with Conjure element. Yeah. Wildfire. I honestly have not seen this one in play. I haven't heard of anybody really playing this one. I just remember looking at it and thinking that it was very meh. Yeah, Revivify on their list, that's right. Yeah, they get Flame Strike. I don't think the Wildfire Spirit was anything super crazy. You do get the teleport with it, right? Yeah, a willing creature of your choice, each willing creature of your choice. I think that Wildfire is most likely in B. I put it above Trickery, I put it above Whispers, Valor. Yeah, I put it above Battlesmith. Okay. It feels more at home up here in A. If it was in B, it would have to be in the top of B. I don't think it's as good as the Armorer or the Artillerist. I definitely don't think it's as good as Totem Warrior. I think that Wildfire is throwing out some okay options. I don't think it stacks up compared to most of the other Druids. It adds a little bit of blasting to the Druid, yeah. All right, chat, you tell me. It's in. I think this is in A. I don't think it's as good as Tempest. I just know it's not up here with the likes of Forge Domain, Creation Bard, Ancestral, and Zealot Barbarian, you know? At least a B or A. All right, cool. We'll leave it at like the lower end of A for now. Spores. I love the idea of Necromancy Druid. You get Chill Touch, Animate Dead, yes. They were still really trying to... Okay, this is why Druid is a kind of a hard one to pick, all right? Because with Druid, they couldn't really ever decide on a subclass scaffolding for them, so they never really united it. You know, they kept taking shots to see what would be the right pick for it. Druid design is a little bit finicky. The Forgotten Druid. Oh, I think people adore this Druid. I just really wonder how effective it is at doing what it is it wants to do. There was an odd thing with the zombie, wasn't it? It only remains animate. Yeah. I like the fact that it could be a beast or a humanoid. I mean, it is freebie. You get to make this thing that is just your thrall. With Spores, I thought it was cute how they were mirroring some of the stuff with like the Myconid, or maybe the Myconid Sovereign with the stat block. The critical hit thing, yeah. Which I don't really know why they did that. The critical hit is a normal hit instead. I think that Spores is most likely going to be in the upper end of B. And I'm saying that, and I would probably love to play Spores rather than Wildfire. I love the vibe of it so much. I think mechanically it's probably a little bit lacking, despite the fact that you do just get kind of on-demand thralls that you can make. Kill a bunch of beasts and you can wreck the action economy. I think you can do some damage to it, but probably nothing that's as disruptive as like Conjure Animals or something. It's kind of meh. I think this one's all right. I'm going to put it up in the decent pick. I like the flavor a lot, but I do think that it could probably still use a bit more love. If I remember right, there were some people that had an issue with the Halo in some specific interaction. I don't remember exactly why. Damn, that's actually quite a bit. 4 for each level you have in this class is very nice. This isn't terrible. I like seeing that they were using alternative uses of Wild Shape. I think that Spores is like... I think it's fine at the top end of B. Yeah, at 80 temporary hit points is not bad. Oh, wait. Oh, that is at 20th level? That is at 20th level? But God, whenever you get that, that's really good. I think that's where I'm going to keep it for right now. It's definitely not performing as high as Moon Druid will, but using a use of Wild Shape in order to just get 80 temporary hit points as an action, that's so good. That's so incredibly good. If they ever remade it, though, it'd be cool if they reworked the 6th level feature. The zombie stat block is just really bad if it has precast or something. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I think the Spores can go up here in A. I think it will. Okay, what's next? Dreams. I'm going to put it up here in C. I have never heard of Dreams being a centerpiece for any build that was all that remarkable. I like that this one really wants to be the healer druid. Unfortunately, it's missing something that really is required in order to make this one absolutely shine, and that would be it needs circle spells. As soon as it gets a circle spell list, Circle of Dreams is looking very, very good. If I say viable but milquetoast, I still don't think that tells the whole story. It's 100% not a C. It's such a powerful healer. Is it? Like, there's this niceness to it right in here. You have this pool of dice. I'm sure that that's really good. It is a bonus action. That is quite good. This is pretty meh. Hidden Paths is not fantastic either. Yeah, Walker in Dreams is very cute. This is fast travel, the feature. It's not terrible. Let me say this. It is not terrible. It needs an expanded spell list. It needs circle spells. That pool is really nice. The Hidden Paths isn't bad, but it needs, that's what I'm saying. If it had circle spells, it would be up there in A or S. But it needs it. It really does. It feels like it's lacking, despite the fact that this is actually pretty decent. And the temporary hit points is really cute. It needs more. If you run out of this, you don't have a second level feature. Like you don't have a subclass. It needs expanded spells really, really bad. Yeah. Land is very middle of the road. See, the subclass spell lists just don't really evoke the idea of what the terrain they're even trying to like kind of pull on. For the future one, they're going to need to like kind of pull some stuff out of like Tasha's and like put it in here, and Xanthar's Guide. Yeah. The 6th level feature is a situational, non-magical difficult terrain preventative thing. This is also situational, but Poison and Disease is nice. It's a kind of a bland one overall. This feature is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Nature's Sanctuary is nothing at 14th level. This is fucking nothing. Even if you got this really early on, I would if someone had brought that to me for like a design thing, like any kind of project, I'd be like, you have a decent idea. This is coming online too late. This needs to come on at least at 3rd level for this to do much. But even then, I'm like, let's find something else that we could probably do. I just don't think that this one has really good play feel. I don't. I think that land is probably best I can do for it is C. There's not really some hidden combo or anything quite like that in here that I see that I'm like, yeah, if you go grassland and do all this other stuff, then yeah, nah. This is not a central piece of any multi-class build, anything to really make this viable. Land is very bland. Very bland. Stars. I feel like Stars belongs in S. Stars has a lot of versatility in it. You can keep swapping between playstyles with it. It gets a very remarkable striking power. It is very good. Yeah, flying speed of 20 feet and can hover. That's right. Yeah, I do like the fact that you can just keep swapping between the forms eventually while you're in it. Yeah, and then you just straight up get resistance of bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. I think S is a fine home for it because it is doing some stuff that is very unique compared to the other druids, and it does do it very well. Focusing it down more on a striker while you go shift through these like different forms is pretty sick. This is actually a useful feature, and having the ability to, while you're in the shape, swap between the others makes it an incredibly versatile character. Yeah, I would say that Stars Druid is definitely up here in S. I think that Stars Druid outpaces every other druid that's kind of on this list other than the Moon Druid. This makes the most sense to me. Yeah, I think that it definitely deserves to be up here. I would actually probably say I think Stars Druid deserves to be right about there in S.